Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode on the Six Figure Lifestyle channel. I'm your host, Aaron Eddington. In this channel, we talk about ways to increase your streams of income and how to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And today, I'm going to enjoy the fruits of my labor. It's 55 degrees out, it's sunny, the winter time is going away, springtime is arriving, daylight savings just happened last night, so we spring forward an hour. So I got another hour to film today, so it's perfect. Griot's Garage, that's the product I use for washing this car, and I'm going to walk you through the steps on what I do. From head to toe, this is how you do it. Add a little soap in the old bucket, and we're going to fill it up. Get it all nice and foamy. Right here I have my separate microfiber towel for when I do the back end where the exhaust is at. Car is catless, and if I have to touch up the wheels, I'll use this rag right here. Here's my little wheel brush, helps get in between the spokes, makes it nice and easy. So put it over there. I have two buckets. One is my soap bucket that I use my little microfiber sponge with, and then my other bucket is what I use to rinse the microfiber sponge out in. So this is going to have fresh water over here, and this one's going to have soapy water. All right, for my wheels, I use the heavy duty wheel cleaner. Just spray it on there, wait a few seconds, watch it turn colors. It reacts to the brake dust, and then use a microfiber towel to scrub it clean, and then rinse it off. Now that the buckets are done, now it's time to get her all nice and wet. Yeah! Try to rinse off all the heavy debris if there's any, so you don't get it on your sponge, and scrub it into the paint. Here in the back, I try to get all the exhaust off the rear bumper before I scrub my sponge across it, or the microfiber towel. Like I said earlier, start from the top, work my way down, rinsing it off so that the sun doesn't dry the soap on there. You know, washing this car is like, for a car enthusiast, that's someone that's really into their car or into the automotive industry, the car scene. This is kind of like, not trying to be weird or anything, but this is like the most intimate moment you have with your car, taking care of it, all right? Because the car does this deed back to you whenever it's out on the road. It doesn't leave you stranded. Wins you a few races if you're at the racetrack, and it's just all out. It's a machine built to make you happy. This one is. There's other ones built for work, but this one is built to make you happy. It's built to make you smile. All right, it's built to have a good time. You gotta take care of this car so that it takes care of you. You know, I just realized I never told you guys about the adventure I went through to get this car. I've had my eyes on this car since the summertime. You know, during the summertime, the prices are a bit higher, mainly due to the warm weather. Everybody wanted to go out and have a good time. So, you know, I always expected to see a price drop. With this car, I saw almost, it was about $13,000 price drop from the summertime to the wintertime. So that right there goes to show you, one, they have a huge markup in this car, and that that leaves room for negotiation. To keep that in mind. Normally dealers, they get these cars trade in, and they give the previous owner a low value for it, or they get them from auction from other dealers that don't have as much luck moving their inventory. So they get a good deal of these cars from the get-go. Now, seeing that it had a $13,000 drop from, I think it was July all the way down to December, that was my cue. That was my sign. Hey, this car's still around, and they're ready to move on this car. They're ready to get this car off the lot inventory at the end of the year. So December is a great time to buy a car. If you didn't know, dealerships got to show their banks that they are moving inventory, making sales, making money. Product sits on their lot, and they got any money into the car, then they are losing money on the product because of the interest. Banks don't just loan car dealerships money to go purchase a car and not expect nothing back. So I was lucky enough to find this car. It was relatively close to where I live in Pennsylvania, and the car was over there in Ohio. And you know, they get a lot of snow over there in Ohio, so they didn't have a lot of luck selling the car, which gave me the opportunity to scoop it up. So when I went out there, after speaking to them, the sales manager, the front desk lady, Karen, whatever her name is, Lindsay or whatever, she was saying this paint job is $60,000, and I was like, okay, this $60,000, can you provide receipt, proof? Like, I don't believe that. For one, for two, I just need to speak to the sales manager. I don't need to speak to you. But after I got through that level 1 boss, I got to the manager. We started talking about a trade. I had a 2014 F-150 Ford Raptor, supercharged with the Roush Stage 2 supercharger. And I told him about that car or truck. He said it was completely cool to come trade that in. So me and my wife drove out there about 4 hours and then showed him the truck. Got to see this car. When it pulled around the corner, it was kind of, I was trying not to like overreact or get overly excited, because obviously it wasn't in my name or in my possession at the time. But man, I can tell you, butterfly feelings in my stomach and pure bliss, pure happiness. Like, once the sales manager gave me the green light on trade value on my truck that I was happy with, I pretty much felt like that was a wrap. Now I did have to wait, at this time it was late at night, I did have to wait till the next, at nighttime. We had to wait for some replies to the bank, and then I ended up coming back 2 days later, long story short, to come get this traded truck in, basically do the work, banks, down payment, getting money moved around. So in the end, it worked out great, because I was looking at another car in Florida, and really I just had my eyes on a gated 6-speed, because one, they're rare, two, it's a freaking manual, so don't need to really say much more about that. Apparently there's only like 400 of these made out of the 14,000 Gallardos made. So completely happy with how that turned out. If you ever get to the point where you are looking at buying a Gallardo or another exotic car, keep an eye on them for a long time. Now, the first car you see that you'd like doesn't necessarily have to be the one you purchase. So I can tell you, 2014, I was getting into the GTRs, and there was a black Gallardo. I think it was right around $74,000. I bought my first my first GTR for $70,000. It was right at like 68, 69,000, and then tax came and hit me. But yeah, you don't have to buy the first one you see. I do recommend you have somebody look at it, or pre-purchase inspection, or go through the car thoroughly yourself before you do any paperwork to become an owner. Some of these cars have gone through a couple different owners, and the ownership doesn't last long sometimes, just simply because people want to get the experience and move on to something else. Like they trade in, go for a Ferrari or go for some crazy diesel truck, or upgrade this to an Aventador, whatever the case may be. Just know that this car's an 04, so there might be an opportunity or a scenario where the previous owner was a little bit lazy on the maintenance, or an issue like a chipped mirror or scraped side mirror, and they didn't take care of it. So you need to know these things. You need to see this car in person and see what kind of condition it is, so you can make a better determination on what your offer is going to be. Otherwise, the person on the other side of the phone is just going to sit there and say the car is mint condition, blah blah blah, it's perfect, there's not much out there like this, all that crap. Anything they can say to get you in the door, make that sale. So you keep that in mind whenever you go for your purchase. And it takes time, and it's okay that it takes time. It's okay that your search takes time, because that's part of the enjoyment. It's part of the experience, going through and finally finding the right one, or a good deal where it's possible you can make money after ownership of this car. Have it, wait until the summertime, fix some things up, maybe chipped wheels or something, fix a little flaws, and then boom, it's back to excellent condition. And then you can put it for sale once you're done with experiencing the car, getting what you want out of it. Okay. My intentions with this car, whew, so I'm in a little pickle. This is gated, and it is a manual. So with that being said, I kind of don't even want to think about ever selling this car. I had a Toyota Supra, and I ended up doing a single turbo setup on that, and I did sell it. And looking at the market for the Supras now, I feel like that should have been a car I kept. But we all have our reasons for selling cars whenever we do. And at the time, it was time to move on to a different platform. I had another GTR at the time, so it was okay to get rid of one of those other street cars. You can't drive them both, you know, but it was definitely a fun car to have, work on, and get the experience from. That removable top for the Supra is freaking amazing. I do miss that 100%. But for this car, actually, goal of mine is to basically have it pay for itself. I want to make some exhaust kits for it, possibly a twin turbo setup. Try to see what kind of power we can make out of it. You know, reliable, good, decent, reliable power. And then go on from there. I do plan on going and giving out joyrides to a lot of people, wherever I may be, Pittsburgh, Raleigh, Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, Maryland, wherever I end up, on the East Coast. Get a little drying action going on. Finish this up. Microfiber towel. Ooh. No wet spots here. Try to make sure that stays off the ground. Wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi. Wax on, wax off. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen, a nice clean car ready for the road. I have a question for you. If you could send yourself a message from 10 years in the future to today, what would the message say? Please let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the content on the Six Figure Lifestyle channel, smash that subscribe button. And as always, take care.